everybody. I ain't been on here in a minute, but I'm back. When I don't have the fire up under me, I can't be on here because God got to have the fire. Sasha, you left your stuff in here.
My what?
Your stuff.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at my laptop too.
But we gonna have a lot going on today. Is a day that the equality bill, passed in the House, this transgender LGBT Satan agenda bill, against the females, against our children, against our religious freedoms, while the church is asleep, putting their mask on, sitting quietly. These quiet Christians, that's why God said he want a new kingdom. He want a new kingdom of Christians, because these soft Christians, we in a battle, we in a fight. People sitting here going on want the same old boring messages that don't apply to the time and the season that we in. We need fighting messages. We need mission, assignment, go out, warriors, speak up. You want to know why this bill is passing? Because the church ain't standing up. This bill shouldn't, when they was talking about it, the church should have been out of the church, in the streets, in the field, going against this. But no, they're not. They're quiet sheep. Listen to their same old messages about their life. Oh, I want to pray for my blessings of my business. I want to pray for my health and my healing. I want this. I want that. This is what I'm praying for. But really, God looking at you like you weak. Weak Christians. That's why the world is in the state it is, because of weak Christians. That's why they're able to attack our children, attack our youth, attack your grandchildren, because you weak as a Christian. You sitting by here letting all this go on while you go to church or watch it online and ain't out here in the streets making no moves, won't stand up, putting on masks, putting on 2 masks, singing hymns with a mask on. Something wrong with that. But nobody seems to understand that or sees that. I went to the Secretary of State today because they messed up on my identification that took 5 weeks to come and sent it wrong. So I had to go back in there, which I can't stand going in none of these places. And of course, it's mostly black people running it. So it's amazing to me how I stand there. And they're talking. A lady comes in with 2 masks on. Thank you. She had to take it off or take a photo, then put it back. Oh, thank you. But then they say, I can't breathe in 2 masks. I can't do it. And then others say, me neither. I can't breathe in 1. But you thanking somebody for breathing with 2 masks on, and then saying, what should we do? They really didn't know what to do. They really believe this stuff that this media and these demons is pushing. They believe it wholeheartedly, like black folks. Black folks believe this stuff so wholeheartedly, it's sad. They were like, well, I don't know what to do. And I wanted to say, just live. That's what you do. You live. If you can't breathe with 1 mask on, fool, your body is telling you that something ain't right. If your body telling you can't breathe with a mask on, then you shouldn't be wearing a mask. That should come to common sense. But it's not common sense. That's your body telling you that I need more oxygen than what you giving me. But yet, you fools go put on 2 masks because this demon Fauci tells you to. This is sad. This is sad. It's sickening. It's demonic. This culture, this people have so much witchcraft has a hold and a bondage on you. It is sad. It is wholeheartedly sad how much of a bondage that this witchcraft has on the people. It's sad. Totally sad. While you asleep with your mask on, they are passing laws in our government to attack our children. They got a mentally ill man who dresses like a woman that clearly looks like a woman. That clearly looks like a man. in our government, but this is what people voted for. This is how sick people are. And my question is this. If y'all voted for a mentally ill person, an establishment that will put a mentally ill man that thinks he's a woman in his cabinet, then who is more mentally ill, you or the mentally ill person? This is sick and demonic and foolish. Our country and God's souls are failing because the church won't stand up, will not rise up and end this, will not fight for the values of God in this land. You so brainwashed and scared that you're being part of your own destruction as a community. Period. You're part of your own destruction, your children's destruction, your grandchildren's destruction. It's shameful. And it's sad that they had this whole little conversation about this, but couldn't figure out what to do. You need somebody else to tell you what to do. Because I can't wear 2 masks, but what should we do? I can't breathe in one. Because you shouldn't be wearing it. Your body is telling you, fool, you need oxygen. Take this mess off your face. That's your body's reaction. But no, nobody gets it. They still sitting there with these masks on looking like a fool. Talking about to put 2 on. Working all day, an 8-hour shift in the Secretary of State, can't breathe all day. Something wrong with people. And they still talking about COVID. COVID ain't your problem. Your mind is your problem. Something's wrong with your thinking process. Something is wrong with what you're doing. And you can't even see it. While these fools sit here and destroy our nations, destroy our religious freedoms. And by the way, you're not getting no school debt cut. They ain't cutting no school debt for you, for all you voters to get your debt cut. Because Biden said he's not. He's not cutting anything off your school debt. Nothing. So you did all your voting to get what? Nothing. And where's fake BLM? They disappeared because the election over, so they gone now. So you voted for this shameful Satan administration for what again? You voted for this for what? For what reason? Because you thought you was going to get something that you're not getting? He said he's not doing it. You're not getting no school debt cut. None. Basically, nothing. So you did that. When it got against God, values, and beliefs. A bill that allows abortions up to 9 months. You could kill a baby. This administration that you weaklings voted for. And that's right, I'm calling you weakling. Every person who voted for this doggone satanic administration is weak. Period. Don't care if you know me, friend, foe, whatever. You weak. Weak, period, that you will vote for this type of weak administration. How can I? And this is what I was talking to the Lord. Like, Lord, I have people, friends, and family, and people like this that voted for this administration. How can I As a true Christian, a warrior Christian for Christ, a lioness for Christ, the lions for Christ, the true warriors, the true Christians, the true bride of Christ. How can I call a person a friend that will vote for something like this? I said, God, how can I do that? How can I befriend someone that will vote for something like this? I said, Lord, it don't feel right in my spirit to call a person like that a friend. How can you be friends with people who do these things? Would you be friends with a murderer? Would you call a murderer your friend? A child molester your friend? Or some that supports a child molester or backs the child molester? Would you call that person a friend, I say? That wouldn't be okay to people to have a friend that's a child molester or, But how can you call people a friend that supported an administration that wants to kill babies up to 9 months? And they said this. They said this in their campaign. So they know. They said that they was okay with 8-year-olds choosing their own sex. They was okay with birth certificates having no gender. They okay, by the way, they just had the first 3 males on the birth certificate of a child. They're going to take Christian-based adoption agencies and tell them if they don't adopt out to homosexuals and transgenders that they can't have an adoption. So these Christian adoption agencies will not go against their faith, then they're going to shut down. If you have a business and you don't want to make things or art that's homosexual, you commit a federal crime, is what this bill says. If you're a pastor, you don't want to marry homosexuals or transgenders, you consider a pastor that's committing a federal crime. That's what this bill says. So how can you call people like this a friend? It's what I say, Lord. How can I call people like this a friend? You're no friend of mine. How you going to be a friend of mine? You vote against the very beliefs that I believe. How can you be a friend of mine? How can I call people like that a friend? I said, Lord, how can I do this, God? I can pray for them, but I can't call them friends any longer. I can't do that. I can't stomach calling people that voted for the Biden administration a friend. I can't do that any longer. I can't do that. I can't sleep at night with that. I can't do it. And it's sad because our nation is going down. Our children's lives literally are being threatened. These people are letting out sex offenders. I'm not talking about people who dated somebody a year or two older than them, a guy or something like that, and they make them labeled as a sex. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about serious rapists, child molesters. They're letting out on the street. Everything. Girls have to be subject to going to the bathroom with men, pretending to be women. They're at jeopardy of being raped. They go in the locker rooms with women. No privacy as a woman. Women have been invalued. All this women power and this has done the opposite. You have women voting for the destruction of women's safety. Abuse shelters for women will have to take trans men. And do you understand these things? Things that were sacred for women to feel safe in, bathrooms, locker rooms, no longer will be. if this bill passes through the Senate and then Biden signs it. This is the type of stuff that they're doing. But our friends voted for this. How can you call people friends that voted for this? At some point, you got to say, what is a friend? What is a true friend? God said, they're not a friend of mine. So how are they a friend of yours? God said they didn't befriend me. They did not stand by my values, my beliefs. God said they didn't care nothing about what I said. But you call these people a friend. You associate with these people. You communicate with these people and call these people friends. God said they're not friendly to me. They're not friendly to my beliefs. I'm like, Lord, you're right, God. God said, they're not a friend of mine. God said, I said, pray for the mercy of their souls. God didn't say, I said, hang out with them. God didn't say, even call them a friend. God said, I said, pray for the mercy of their souls because their souls are in jeopardy. Like I said months back, that God said all those who voted for this administration, souls are in jeopardy. And he said to pray for them. But I said, yeah, how can I call people friends that would do this? That will stand by this wickedness, that voted for this wickedness, that cast their agreement with a wicked administration like this. How can I call these people friends? Because it disgusts me. Me personally, I am disgusted by the fact that people that I call a friend would do this. That would stand by this. I'm ashamed of them. I really am. I'm ashamed. And I think shame needs to be brought back by the decisions that you made. Have some shame. But no. The quiet church or the Christians say, don't have no shame. Just, we love you. Oh, don't worry. Just pray. Oh, yeah. That's not the type of Christian I am. That's not the Christian God raised, that created me in the womb of my mother. That is not the God I serve. Indosha. That is not the God I serve. No, it's not. Not at all. Everywhere I go, all you see is sheep and servants and bowers. Get a stungaya. They bow to the enemy. They bow to Satan. But what does Satan give them? More fear. They more afraid. They more afraid now. Those ladies were in that Secretary of State office than they were 2 months ago. He keeps adding more fear on top of more fear. I saw an article where they got kids in Washington, D.C. schools, Washington State School, and banned in a whole zipper cage practicing their instruments. Are you sick? Demonic. And everybody's, oh, it's just a mask. Don't worry. It's just a mask. It was just a mask. I told people, these masks are worshiping, bowing down to Satan. Whether you want them to or not, that's what you're doing. And I told people I knew, Christian folk, that I knew that this is what this was. Oh, I don't think I'm worshiping Satan if I wear a mask. I just think I'm being cautious. No, you being a fool. And you are. Period. You are bowing to Satan. Anytime you put that mask on your face, you are bowing to Satan, whether you want to, whether you admit it. That's what you're doing, period. And he knows it, and he loves it. Now he said, wear 2 of them. Wrap yourself up in plastic. Put yourself in a whole bubble. He loves it. But they blind, they cannot see, their fear won't allow them to think that if you can't breathe with one, why are you put your body telling you something? Every time you go out and your throat hurt, every time you get lung and fluid in your lungs, why you think you getting it? But this is what God said. This is what he said. But I be like, Lord, I can't take it. Jesus, help me. But God said, I want you to have that feeling. The problem is more people don't have that feeling. More people are disgusted. More people's spirit ain't sitting and unrest in what's going on. He said, I want you to be unrest in what's going on. I don't want you to be peaceful with what's going on. I don't want you to dislike it. I want it not to sit right with you. I want it to dig down in your heart and cause you to get roared. God said, that's what I want. He says, I want you to be uneasy, unhappy about this. I want you to fight against this, says God. Push the enemy back. Push Satan back. Get on Sundar. Put him up under your feet, God said, is what I want you to do. God said, this is what I want. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be unhappy. I want you to be righteously angry about this. This is what God said. This is what God said. He wants you to be righteously angry about what's going on. And like I said, I don't care about friends, having friends, whatever. I could care less about it. If you are not willing to stand with God, then you can't be my friend. That's just it. I'm going to pray for you, but I can't call you a friend. I can't. I can't call you a friend. Oh, we choose to agree to disagree. No. Because I care about the protection of children. I care about God's values and morals in this land. We agree to disagree. No, we beyond that. Period. We have to draw the line in the sand. Whose side are you on? That's it. I ain't in the murky waters. I'm not into that. I could care less. I don't have respect for people who stand against the morals and values of God. I don't respect you. I don't. I can't pretend like I do. And I'm not going to pretend because I have no respect for you. Period. I'm going to pray for you like God said, but I can't do that. I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to pretend I don't respect that about you. I don't respect that you don't stand up for children, that you vote for things that go against children. The destruction of babies, the destruction of our children, our girls, our boys' minds, our girls' minds. Don't you know that if these kids don't know that this stuff, homosexuality, transgender is wrong, they gonna go to hell? If they are raised not knowing this ain't right, they're going to hell. They ain't gonna make it into the kingdom of God. That's why the devil is starting with the children. He don't even want them to live long enough to know the Lord. He don't want them to live long enough to fight for the Lord's values. He wants them corrupted as children so they get old enough he can go on and kill them and they go to hell. That's what he wants. That's why nothing has ever been done about this sex trafficking, pedophilia. They are selling people more than they selling dope. They are selling our young girls and boys more than drugs. It's more profitable than dope is now. And we do nothing about it. 2 million people a year disappear and we do nothing about it. And most of them are young folks, 18, 16 and under. And we do nothing about it. Nothing. We don't even talk about it. They are literally selling people. They are taking organs. They are selling children into sex slavery. Boys and girls. And we do nothing about it. Nothing. All cultures are being taken all across this world. And we do nothing about it. Abused, sold, beaten, satanic rituals, the that stuff they drink to stay young, that the celebrities take and put in their creams, the adrenochrome. We do nothing about it. But say you love your children. Say you love I love my grandbaby so much. My grandbabies, I love them. I love my grandbaby. They're my best friend. But you vote for their whole well-being to be destroyed. No protection. Girls got to compete in sports against men. This is sad. But we go about our way, put our mask on, put 2 on, 3, 4, hell, put 10 on. You are ridiculous and foolish, especially the church. Foolish. They will not back down. They continue to bow. They will not stand for nothing. They will not get a backbone to save their lives. No backbone. None. Weak. Weak. It is sad. So all these soft Christians, that ain't me. I'm a new Christian. New level of Christianity. All Christians ain't on the same level. At all. Period. We not. We don't fit in that little box of Christianity. Let me put you in this little perfect little box of Christians. We perfect Christians in the little box, and we don't talk too loud. We don't speak truth. We go around the mulberry bush. We don't stand and say no. We don't speak out. We don't do nothing. We bow. We curtsy. We go in. Okay. Just let us do our hymns. As long as we can go on and sing in our mask and sit and do our hymns and say, oh, thank God. You ain't got no power. Ain't no power in no churches like that. Ain't no power. That's why the world is like it is, because the church denies the power of God. God said, I healed the land of this. Why are you walking around like I didn't? People die. You gonna die. Your flesh is gonna die one day, regardless. But you will live on. But where is the point? Where are you going to live on at? And people like to, you're going to die. You're either going to die standing up or you're going to die bent over. I'd rather die standing up than dying bent over, my head down, licking somebody's boots. This is sad. It really is. It is totally sad. Do you know that the people that I connect to are people that's all over different places that are warriors for Christ? I have to get through the YouTube because in person I can't find none. And that's sad. That is truly sad. They're going to continue. They won't make that stand. They ain't going to do it. They are not going to do it. That's why God raises up the warriors. He said, I have to raise up the warriors. God has prepared the warriors since they've been born in the womb. And most of the warriors of Christ have been through a lot of things in their lives, like myself. They come from the gutter. They've been through so much and seen so much all their life and never knew why. But that is why. I always wondered why my life was like it was when I was growing up as a child. I didn't understand. I said, Lord, why? Why do I go through these things? Why do I live like that? Why do I come from so much dysfunction, violence, so much wrongness? God, why? Now I know He was preparing me. He was making me stronger. And I didn't know why. I didn't. I was like, I don't know why I had to be like I was and go through the things I did as a child. Growing up, I didn't understand Him. I could not possibly understand it, but now I do. I absolutely do. And it's sad because Satan and his minions, they work 24/7 days a week. They never sleep, but Christians they sleep about 23 hours of the day. But Satan works every day. Christians compromise. Satan ain't never compromising. He said, I don't compromise. He never compromises. Never does he compromise. But Christians, they always do. He always at work and he never compromises. Never does he do. He said, I don't do that. He said, I'm going to get them to bow to me. And they do it. They do it every single time. So the only thing I could say is wake the hell up, part 2, people. Wake the hell up. That's all I could say. Wake the hell up, part 2. That's all I could say. All right, I'm out.